All right, welcome to the news update here from the Save Jackson newsroom, or AKA Clay Edwards show. I'm being a little facetious there, but one of the big things going on around here, as you know, is Jackson, Mississippi, has been under a boil water notice for 2.5 weeks or so now, going on 3 weeks, with very, very minimal communication from Mayor Chokwe and Lumumba's office and or his administration. So they finally decided to have a press conference today. Our friend Kingfish over there with JacksonJambalaya.com went and covered the press conference, or maybe he didn't go cover it, but he covered it on his website. So I'm going to jump straight in there. As always, follow me on social media at SaveJXN, that's Save Jackson, and on TikTok at Clay Edwards. And of course, if you miss any of this, you can always find it on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, podcast, any of that stuff. Just go search Clay Edwards Show and all that good stuff. All right, here we go. Look, I'm not going to take up a whole lot of y'all's time. Let's jump in. This is on Kingfish. Oh, you know Kingfish's website. It's kind of a funky JacksonJambalaya.com. So let's jump in here. Mayor staff addresses water crisis. The Lumumba administration is holding a press conference on the water crisis right now. It's streamed below. They've already streamed that. I am going to stream some of that, but I want to read some of what he says here. Says Chief of Staff Dr. Sophia Amari. She's known as Dr. Amari. She's the real mayor, by the way. She's the one pulling all the strings. Is conducting a press conference. She said all areas should have running water. Yeah, no kidding. It's the drinkable part that's the problem, Doctor air quotes here, Amari. And after a few minutes, they started bragging about how much water they're passing out every day. Anthony Warren with WLBT asked why there has only been one press conference in the last 2 weeks. Dr. Amari says when the state issued the boil water notice, the administration needed to find out what the state required to lift the notice and did not want to give wrong information. I mean, why start telling the truth now? She said, thus they saw no need to have a press briefing. Deputy Public Works Director said the ammonia leak caused production to fall, thus reducing water pressure. Anthony Warren asked if any workers were sickened by the ammonia leak. Dr. Maury said she did not know if any workers were affected by the leak, nor would she reveal such information due to HIPAA regulations. So I'm going to jump in here at the beginning of this video. I had to fast forward it about 30 seconds because their sound wasn't working. This is Dr. Amari. This is basically the deputy mayor or the real mayor.
And customers should be getting water at this point in time. We understand that the water system situation has put a burden on our residents and our businesses.
That's an understatement.
And we apologize and continue to work diligently to ensure that this does not happen again. We have brought in outside contractors to help us in those efforts, as well as received additional manpower, people power, staff power.
Could not help herself. Now, can't call it manpower. Got to be people power, staff power. Got to get them pronouns right.
From the Mississippi Rural Water Association. We continue to work to weatherize and update the O.B. Curtis plant, and the construction of a 4-foot water pipe to South Jackson will help with water distribution. I think that should be a 48-inch water pipe to South Jackson. That will help with water distribution. And we are currently putting...
Don't forget that Chokwe said that South Jackson was built because of racism and that it was further away from the water because of the elevation. And that was done on purpose because of racism. South Jackson was built by white folks, mind you. And not that it's relevant, but it had nothing to do with racism. He really said that during the ice storm last year.
Together our application to apply for ARPA funds from the state to continue this work as well. We have been setting up water distribution sites every day since we've been under the notice, and we will have a distribution site this evening at 5:30 p.m. at the Jackson Police Training Academy. At this time, I'd like to ask Wanda Smith to come to the podium to talk about water distribution. And we'll take questions after that.
Good afternoon.
By the way, this lady has the vocabulary of a 3-year-old. You'll see.
As Dr. Mari stated, we have been having water distributions daily since the beginning. But as we mark the 14th day of our water distributions, first I would like to thank
It's the 14th day of the water distribution, not of the boil water notice, but they want to let you know this is 14 days of them giving out water. Don't let them act like they're doing this for free. You're paying a water bill. You're paying a water bill. Well, most of you should be anyway, if the city can figure out how to actually get the water bill to you. So you're buying this water. This is not free. They're not buying this. This is donated too, by the way.
Premium Waters, Coca-Cola, Mississippi Rapid Response, the Poor People's Campaign, Kroger's on I-55 Jackson, Pastor Robert Berry of Word of Life Church, who was assisted by the Salvation Army, and special thanks to Councilwoman Virgie Lindsay for making monetary donation. With the help of the aforementioned, we hosted 16 water distributions representing each ward throughout the city.
You're supposed to.
We as a city also realized that not only were we affected by the water, that we reached out to the city of Byram and they were affected as well.
Wait, no kidding, the city of Byram was affected. Most of them get their water from the city of Jackson. That's why they want to get the hell off of Jackson's titty when it comes to water. They don't want y'all's water no more.
We made water donations to the city of Byram.
As you
For
should.
their citizens. Lastly, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the following. The Fire Chief Willie Owens and the Jackson Fire Department.
That's our brave fire chief there, still wearing a face mask, by the way. What is it? July 7th, 2022. This man is still wearing a face mask. That is a leader of men right there.
Councilman Brian Grizel, the City of Jackson Care Maintenance Department, the City of Jackson Parks and Recreation Department, City Sewer Department, Jackson Police Department, Better Men Society, and the many volunteers who come out and help us daily. And with that, I also, on tomorrow, we will have donations from Coca-Cola, again for, I think, the third time. And if Ben Coker could come up and speak on that.
Now, I may have missed it a second ago when I was running my mouth, but they can't help themselves. They truly can't. They still call Kroger's. Everything has to be plural, doesn't it? Everything in these Democrat cities is plural. Kroger's. It's Kroger. There is no S on the end of Kroger. I digress. Just a pet peeve.
Well, first of all, wanted to thank you for inviting me to this public announcement. I want to also thank Dr. Yolanda McElroy as well, because at the beginning and the end of the day, this public health and emergency reality is not anything of our own doing. It is obviously the reality of engineering and time. But one thing's for sure, at Clark Beverage Group, Coca-Cola, we believe in service above self. This public health emergency not only allows us to invest our priorities in our people and in the communities that we serve, but literally allow us to come together as one community. Now that's
all right. I'm gonna pause it there. Shout out to Coca-Cola and Clark Beverage. Kudos. You don't have to do that. You're doing a good job. I'm not going to say anything negative about that. I do find some of the comments funny over here. This is under the City of Jackson's Facebook page. They hate me. They've started fake Clay Edwards Twitter accounts and all kind of stuff. The guy that runs the City of Jackson and the mayor's Facebook pages and Twitter and all that good stuff. These are Jackson residents. This ain't angry former Jackson residents like me. This is Jackson residents here commenting. Says, I do not wash my face with this water. Yolanda says, that's terrible. I want to see credentials of the people over the water makeup. Yolanda also says, I get monthly reports on the water via mail. This problem was going on long before this boil water notice. She says, I bet we still have to pay the water bill. Oh, yeah, you're going to have to pay it. And at least you are paying it, Yolanda. So a shout out to you, because a lot of people have just quit paying theirs. I ain't getting no water bill. I ain't paying no water bill. All right. Let's see here, man. Let's leave this trash. More of me, less of them. Hey, look, man, I don't know if you listen to my radio show or not. Every morning, 7 a.m., Monday through Friday on 103.9 WYB, the Clay Edwards Show. We talk a lot about this kind of stuff, a lot of this Jackson water nonsense. It's been going on for a while. If you think this is going to get any better anytime soon, I got some oceanfront property in the middle of the desert I would like to sell you. It's not. If you are waiting on them to fix anything, they're not going to do it. It does not benefit them to fix it. It's like a drug company that's making billions of dollars selling medicine for cancer, expecting them to come up with a cure that cuts off their sales. It ain't happening, Hoss. They're going to keep needling the problem, never coming up with the hashtag positive solution only. They don't have a positive solution. Now, I will say this, if you follow my radio show, you know I'm no supporter of anything that's going on in Ukraine. I would rather see our government pay to fix Jackson's water, as much as that pains me, than I would see let them send money overseas. But that ain't going to happen either, because that doesn't fit political narratives. So anyway, if you're looking to open a business, do not open it in Jackson if it requires water. If you need one of those weird things like water, one of those high-end items such as water, luxury items like water, Jackson may not be the place for you. Now, if you don't need H2O, if you don't need water, by all means, Jackson may work. It comes with free bullets too. They'll come flying by you all the time. All right, that's this news for now. Boil water notice still under Jackson is still under a boil water notice issued by the state of Mississippi at this point, because the adults had to step up. The adults had to get in the room. Same people that told us the adults were on their way to the White House can't even run the city. How the hell do we expect them to run America? Tune into the Clay Edwards Show. Follow me on social media. Hit like and share on this video. Thank you very much. Peace.